Railfanner asks, what's your favorite catch you've caught? The 11K with 4822 and 1700. Trainman-611 says, hello SAS, congrats on 2.5K, thank you. I got 3 questions. 2, do you like Formula 1? I keep up with it a little bit. Like, I know, like, the general, like, teams, car makers. I kind of know, like, kind of how the season's playing out for some people. What I really get into is, like, track design and, like, making corners. Like, I really enjoy, like I would always doodle, like, racetrack designs on schoolwork. That's kind of the one aspect I get really into with Formula 1. 2A, if yes, what is your favorite team? I'd probably go with McLaren. DCR6K asks, what was your first Heritage unit you've ever caught? That would probably be the CSX Central of Georgia sticker unit. Of course it was a sticker unit. Chessie_system and Clippy fan asks, congratulations on 2.5K, thank you. Here are my questions. 2, what is your favorite diesel locomotive? -8. 3, what is your favorite locomotive at the Lakeshore Railway Museum, if you even know what that is or what locomotives they have there? No clue what they have. 4, do you like vehicles from below 1980? If so, what is your favorite one? Below is a weird word to use in context of years, so I'm assuming you mean after 1980. And if so, what's your favorite one? Probably Bugatti Chiron. That's kind of my general favorite car. Five, I already answered. 6, are you a fan of model railroading? Yes. And if so, what is your favorite model locomotive? It would probably have to be the X-Rail America New England Central Patch GP38 High Hood that I have. That is all of my questions. Have a nice day. Thank you. Track Films R4J asks, what's the worst screw up you have had when it came to railfanning? I can't really think of one major moment that sticks out of like really messing up while railfanning, other than like leaving the tracks for a second to like go get food or go to the bathroom and like a train goes by. I've never really like missed a Heritage unit or missed like some special train due to whatever circumstance. I've actually gotten pretty lucky, but it's probably going to happen eventually. I think I hear another train, but I got time for a few more questions. Godo Frails Pro asks, what model type would you want back? A, EMD ST9043 Mac, EMD ST80 Mac, EMD SD70 Mac, or the GE C40-8W. I'd go with the -8. Would you rather railfan Georgia or Alabama? Georgia. CN Railroad Videos asks, here's some questions. Which better, EMD or GE? EMD. What are your thoughts on Gevos? They're alright. They're overhated, I would say. People really just hate what's common and love what's rare. Like, if you apply that to people's opinions on locomotives, you'll see that popping up everywhere. I honestly am just happy anytime I catch a train. We got a train coming. Braden Railfanner 710 asks, 1, how old is Spin spelled with one N? He just turned 3. 2, what railroad would you rather railfan, CPKC or CN? I'd probably do CN in the Chicago area because they have a lot more variety, like the GTW units and the Death Stars. NS Transit asks, hello, mister. First question, how would you like to be addressed in the railfan community? Just call me SAS, or SAS Railfan. Second question, what's the capital of Burundi? Gitega, because I'm too lazy to look it up. Fourth question, what is your career job? I don't have one yet. Final question, with all your honesty, tell me the truth, do you have a short attention span? Oh, absolutely, that's the whole reason I created my channel. Anytime I'm watching a railfanning video that's just like raw clips of trains just going by for hours and hours, I just skip through the whole thing. Every single virtual railfan grab bag I put in 2 times speed. Like, I cannot sit through long train videos. Lucas Model Trains 5334 asks, what is your favorite NS locomotive knocked out by NS? Probably the SC70S. Brightline 110 asks, what is your opinion on the Nintendo 3DS, my personal favorite console? I never really had one. I never really got into Nintendo or really video games as much as like with consoles. I was more of a PC guy. I mean, the 3DS is fine. Enjoy it if you enjoy it, but I never really got into it. 3. Do you prefer the Oldacella or the Avelias? I prefer the Oldacellas just because I have more history with them. I enjoy them more and they look better. Ironside Productions EST 2025 asks, 1. Can we please get more videos of rail fanning with Finn, again spelled with one N? I don't have Finn with me here in college, obviously. He's back home in Connecticut, so like during the school year I won't have many opportunities to rail fan with him, but anytime I'm home I'll try and take him out rail fanning. It's just a bit of a hassle because I have to pack him into the car with all this stuff, bring lots of water and food if it's going to be dinner time for him, drive him all the way out to Windsor. I'd probably go to the same place every time, and then we're waiting for a while on the Hartford line, so he's bored and then gotta go pot. It's a bit of a hassle for me, and also since I can really only go to the Hartford line with him, I wouldn't get much content out of I wouldn't get many trains to film with him. Going back to Robotics Railfan's series of questions, because I didn't finish it because my comment section bugged out. What do you think is the worst North American diesel locomotive and the best North American diesel locomotive? Best, I would definitely say probably just the normal Dash 8s. It's just what my favorite engine and diesel engine is. For the worst ones, I'd probably say the Fairbanks Morse H10 4.4s and the H12 4.4s. I had to look up the things. I had the picture in my head, but I didn't know the denomination. But I just think those are ugly, and they're not really used, not really common, at least especially not anymore. I just think they're ugly. 7, are you dating or engaged to anyone? Heck no. 9, would you ever make any train crash documentaries? Not a documentary, I'd probably just showcase a train derailment if I ever happen to find one, which is the other problem with making a train derailment video. You have to find a train derailment, and when it has to happen near you need to go to one. And usually, if it's a train derailment, it's already happened and you're just showing up because you know it was there. It's very rare to catch a train crash on film. Congrats on 2.5k subs. I've been subbed to you for a while to support your channel because your content is amazing. Thank you. F59PH866 Productions LLC asks, who acquired the second set of multi-level EMUs from NJT as a commuter railroad company in Maryland? I don't know that trivia. I got no clue. I could Google it, but so can you. TLT Productions YT asks, favorite spot when you visited in Mass? Palmer, Massachusetts, as I've mentioned before. 2, what was your first ever catch? I'm gonna have to check my spreadsheet on that one. The first thing listed in my spreadsheet is a Japan Railways Shinkansen 700 series, because that's the one photo of a picture that my parents took, because I was born in Tokyo, so they took a picture of the Shinkansen once, and that's the only one that I have physical proof that I've actually seen. But I know, I was a baby, so obviously I don't remember or have footage of any of it. So I've technically seen more Japanese trains because my parents had taken the trains around the area just to move around. But I don't know which ones I've seen. I got no clue, and obviously my parents don't remember. So technically, some sort of Japanese train was the first one that I saw. But the first one that I took a video of would be just a normal Amtrak Hartford Line shuttle. It had Amtrak P42 86 trailing with a cab car leading. And that was in Windsor, Connecticut. 3, will I run into you again sometime? LMAO. Probably. Railfan JD Likes Trains asks, hey SAS, wondering what editing software do you use? DaVinci Resolve, I'll link it at the bottom of every main video. NER Production asks, where is a place you've never been to that you want to go to, train or non-train related? Tokyo. The PM Berkshire says, congrats on 2.5k, thank you. Here be the questions. 1, do you have any tips for rail fanning? Get a radio, although if you can't get a radio, there are apps like Radio Scanner, or Scanner Radio, you can pull up on your phone that has some radio broadcasts that you can listen to in your area. That's really helpful. Rail cams in your area, whether on YouTube or on disgusting rail stream. Watch those if you want to be updated. For example, I have the Horseshoe Curve rail cam pulled up on my my phone right now, just to update me on any westbounds that are coming. Basically, you can look back in the footage to see if there's a train coming towards you. And other than that, join Discords, because those sometimes have updates. Same story with Facebook groups. That's just kind of to get yourself updated. Other than that, get a camera. It helps a lot more if you want to do stuff like videography or photography. And other than that, have fun. 2, what's your coolest locomotive you have seen? If this counts, the low ram grinder. Gabriel8102 asks, congrats on 2,500 subscribers, celebration emoji, celebration emoji. Thank you. Then he asks questions that I've already answered before. And then What is the best gas station? I mean, now that I've lived in PA, in the Altoona area, I'd honestly say that Sheetz is a pretty good gas station. Like, it's basically a fast food chain. The prices are and then, like, they have a good selection of stuff in their convenience store. 8. What genre of music do you like? Techno. I started playing Geometry Dash at age 8, so I was kind of cursed to like techno. 10. Have you ever seen a derailment? No. Trains of Michigan Production 54818 ask, if you could bring back 5 railroads, what would they be and why? New Haven Railroad. I'd actually probably bring back the Penn Central Railroad, just because, like, just to laugh at it. I wouldn't want it to be as big as it was in its heyday. I'd probably like a short line somewhere small, but I think it would be funny to have Penn Central around and derailing just to laugh at. And also, it would make Rodney proud. Love you, Rodney. 3, Burlington Northern. I like Burlington Northern. 4, I definitely bring back Pan Am. And 5, this kind of doesn't count, but I'd bring back the original Providence and Worcester before G&W bought it and started painting over the maroon and brown schemes. Ian, the Southwestern rail fan, asked, get off my water bottle. What U.S. state is the farthest that you've traveled to railfan, and would you go again? California, and yes. 5. What is your favorite commuter rail? CT rail. Anyway, that's all that I have to ask until you eventually decide to do another Q&A video. Have a good one. You too. The Confluence PA railfan asked, what's the best hotel around the Altoona for railfanning trips? You're gonna want the Wingate by Wyndham Altoona downtown, because that's the closest to the tracks, and if you're coming here for a college tour of Penn State Altoona, that's closest to the campus. 3. How's life? It's doing good. INRD 7010 asks, favorite railroad in the New England? Connecticut Southern. Maryland _ railfanning asks, how many times have you been to the Horseshoe Curve? If I had to estimate, probably like 20, 30 times. Morris 7019 asks, do you like C6Ms or GEVOs? I'll take GEVOs. MBTA Ghost 2583 asks, what was your first impression on meeting me in PA? You guys were perfectly nice. Your family was really nice. I enjoyed being with you guys. 2, what's your opinion on Pan Am? I love them and want them back. Fallen Flag Foamer asks, would you give 1073, that's the Penn Central unit, the red, orange, or white PC logo when it gets repainted? Yes, I do the red one. Which is better, Horseshoe Curve or the Gallitzin tunnels? Easily Horseshoe Curve, more scenic, and in Gallitzin you can have trains go on the crosstown line. I'm hearing a train, but I'm gonna finish this. 3, are the catches from this video and other ones like it, for example the Trance request videos, ever going to get narrated railfanning uploads? Yes, I'm doing it in this video. Real life content. Alright, I gotta move. Trees_McGrees asks, what is the spot you would most like to railfan outside of CSX and Edge Trackage, or that you have never been to before? Easily the Seligman Sub or the Feather River Canyon. Steel Into Trains asks, do you have tips to improve photography? I do videography, but the stuff that I'll tell you applies to both. The number one thing to get right on every single shot is make sure you're on the light side of the tracks, whether that means crossing over crossing or a bridge or whatever. Make sure that the side of the tracks that you're on is lit by the sun. A good test for this is to look at which way your shadow is pointed and film in the direction of that shadow. So let's say my shadow is facing this way. I want to be on this side of the tracks and filming the train from this way. So right now the sun's like there-ish, so I don't really have a good option, but I should be on that side of the track since it's kind of facing this way. Also, don't make every shot look the same. If you're just like filming from, if you're just like take a shot, next train comes, take a shot, next train comes, take a shot, going the other way, take next. Like, if you're just taking a shot, just standing, whatever, same normal shots, they're all gonna look the same. They're gonna look really boring. You gotta differentiate the way you take your shots, whether that's having different foreground subjects, background subjects, the way you move the camera, although that only applies to videography. Just look for shots that are like different than just like point and shoot, taking a picture of a train. Some examples of that can include like putting something in front of the camera and then have the train on the other side of frame, or doing like a low shot, doing like a sunset shot, something where if there's something like next to the train, like a big grain silo, have that framed and like the train's in like a corner. There's a million different ways you can frame a train photo or video. You just got to have the right eye for looking for shots that differentiate just a normal picture of a train and have something a little tangy, something that'll give it a little taste. He also asks, do you recommend the Sony AX43 for videography? I have zero experience with an AX53. I do have an AX43, so I'm assuming that's what you're asking. I would recommend it if you only do videos and you film freehand, because of that internal gimbal that I explained. The only downside with it is that you can't do 4K video in 60 FPS. You can either do 2K at 60 or 4K at 30, which is what I do. RY Guy 2408 says, congrats on 2.5K, thank you. Just got 3 questions for ya. What was your favorite railroad when you were a kid? It would probably be Amtrak, because as a kid, my parents would take me on little Amtrak rides around Connecticut, which was really fun, really good memories. So early on, I really liked Amtrak. 2, would you mostly stay in your hometown or venture to other farther areas or states? Oh, I want to go everywhere, dude. I would get absolutely sick of rail fanning the same spot like for years and years. I'm already kind of sick of the Pittsburgh line. 3, how many special painted or heritage units do you think you've missed? Can be a rough estimate. I'm only going to count ones that I've missed while out rail fanning or while I was able to go rail fanning, because there have definitely been crazy contests that I've missed, like when I'm doing other stuff or when I have work or when I'm studying. Like during those times, I'm not going to go rail fanning at all. So anything can go by and I don't count that as like a fumble or a miss, because I'm not going to go see it anyway. But when I've had the ability to go rail fanning, I wouldn't say that I can really remember any major fumble of a heritage unit or anything, other than like a shot that got messed up. For example, earlier at club, earlier in the month, someone realized that 1080 was going to be coming through, because the Model Railroad Club I go to is right up next to the Pittsburgh line. There's a little trail you can go up to stand next to the Pittsburgh line at club. And when we were walking up the trail, we heard a train coming, which was 1080. And so my phone like totally spazzed out, and I took this picture, which is awful, of 1080. So like that was a pretty bad shot. But what I ended up doing was going back to club, parking my train, and then going up to Gallitzin and catching it there, which is I uploaded a short. Hopefully I've not repeated other questions, LOL. You're good enough. Asking, would you stay in your hometown or venture to other states, borders the line of, are you gonna come rail fan where I live? Mellinger329 asks, do you support Tim Cheese? No. No clue what that is. NKP_railfanning_productions asks, how did you get into rail fanning and how long have you been a rail fan? I've been a rail fan since around age like 2. And the way I got into it was, as a kid, I was very like curious into like engineering, mechanical stuff. I had like not engineering books, but like big machine books and like 10 types of whatevers with like big machine. I like big machines. And so I watched a lot of stuff like that. And at the library, which is somewhere we went to a lot, they had this little train table with the little wooden trains, and because I liked mechanical stuff, I would play with those all the time. That led my parents to get me a train table of my own, and so those wooden trains, like I got more and more of the wooden trains, and as I loved playing with those, that turned into one of those like Trackmaster sets with like the little motorized trains. Then that turned into HO scale model trains, which I didn't end up using because the layout was in the basement and it was an unfinished basement, and as a kid I was kind of afraid of the basement. I didn't like being there, so I didn't use it much, which I still feel bad about. But other than that, by that point, I had really gotten into trains. I'd really fallen into the hobby, learned more about trains, and was like a total rail fan by that point. Austin-NE3GN asks, congrats on 2.5K, man, thank you. Anyway, here's my questions. 2, since you posted an indie edit, are you a fan of any motorsports, NASA, IMSA, F1, etc.? I kind of roughly don't really follow NASCAR, and I kind of follow Formula 1. Again, in both divisions, I'm more interested in like track design. 3, what do you like about the Pittsburgh line compared to your home line? It is so much busier, and you get a lot more cool stuff coming through on a daily basis. Although I would say, I do like how back at home, there are more short lines and short line power to catch in the general area. Dakota Railfan asks, opinions on my catches. I don't know what your catches are. 2, favorite car, Bugatti Chiron. WestPA_Railfan asks, what is your favorite NS engine model on the active roster? It would probably have to be either SD70 ACCs or anything that's not a 6-axle. Track_side says, just got 3 for yacht. If you could pick any American diesel locomotive type to last forever, what would it be? I mean, they're kind of already out of service, but I would have wanted the AEM7s to stay forever. I love AEM7s. Toasters forever. 2, do you plan on working for a railroad? Yes and no. I don't plan on being like a train operator. That's not what my major is, and that's not what the degree I'm getting is for. I'm becoming a civil engineer that's specialized in the railroad industry, so I'm becoming an engineer, basically, like an engineer, not a train engineer. But I will be working for a railroad or a railroad firm. The only thing is I don't know what company I want to work for or what field I want to go into yet. Union Pacific Railfan Official asks, who got you into trains? My parents. And the library. Bryce Hunsinger asks, how often do you railfan the Pittsburgh line? Whenever I'm free and whenever I feel like it. I hear horns, but I think I have time to finish this guy's questions. 3, would you ever do a railfan get-together where you get to meet your subscribers? What? Oh, get together where you meet your subscribers. Yeah, maybe in the future. I'd say I'd probably do that when I have a lot more followers, because I'd have a larger audience in the general area, but other than that, I'd probably do that. 4, what was the Dr. Bob joke? I'll never tell. 5, how's Finn? He's doing great. Fluffy as always. Huey Railfanning annoyed me with a math question, asking, what do you get if you take the total number of trains you've seen so far today, multiply by the number of the lead locomotive, the last train, divide by the number of seconds your camera was recording for it, square it, and subtract the answer to this question so far? Well, joke's on you, I haven't finished railfanning yet. Railfanning Dylan 8496 asked, if you could create one heritage/special interest unit, what would it be / what railroad? It would be a P&W unit on a GVO. And I'd also, if I could do 2, I'd also do a New England Central one. What is your favorite YouTube video you've ever made? Probably the best one I'd say is the greatest shot I've ever filmed, which by the way, all the people that I was making fun of who were asking what my greatest shot is, look there. That's probably one of the best ones because it blew up. It's probably one of the best quality ones. It's one of the ones I'm pretty proud of because it's a recent one. Other than that, a different one that blew up was my I almost got arrested one with the Amtrak Veterans Unit. And my favorite edit would have to be my summer recap. He also asked, who is your favorite railfan YouTuber besides yourself? I'd say I really enjoy Loco's railfanning content. Recently, I've found a YouTube channel called GoPro Goof Productions. He makes content very similar to mine. I never have to finish answering the question of what railfan YouTubers I like. I have my subscriptions pulled up here. Railfan Rowan I liked back when he was still making videos. Both Proto Sheep and T-Dup and Aaron Davis make pretty good edits in my opinion. And Worldwide Railfan makes some good content detailing like the business side of railroads. I also know him personally. front runner. They're okay. What is your exact IP dash? 453. SKOL-4141 asks, what is the first fallen flag you caught? I think technically it would be CSOR 8530 because that was one of the first trains I ever got video of back in like 2021 or 2022. I don't have the footage anymore, but if that counts as a fallen flag because it's XLMX, X-Ohio Central, it's double fallen flag, I think that would count as my first fallen flag. 3, have you ever caught a BN locomotive? No. The Georgia Rail Fanner asks, do you like steam? Yeah, it's alright. 2, what makes rail fanning enjoyable for you? It is, 1, trying to, like chasing stuff, like finding, like, oh, this train's coming, let's see if we can chase it somewhere else, or seeing what kind of new trains can come out, and by that I mean, like, oh, the tag and the southern unit are together, or it's like, there's the Conrail on a ballast train, and just, like, catching the cool stuff that the railroad makes, and also like just straight up videography, like coming up with new shots, taking new angles, finding new ways to film videos, like taking different kinds of shots is something that makes it really enjoyable for me because it makes it a lot less monotonous, and also videography is something that I'm very interested in. 3, do you have any camera/tripod recommendations? I've never used a tripod, so that's a no. And camera, I mean, the only camera that I've used is this one, and it's very heavily specified for like my situation, freehand videography. So I'm not crazy experienced in like cameras and stuff, especially when it comes to like photography and like all of the entire world of lenses, like crazy expensive lenses, like zoom lenses, macro lenses, all that stuff. I got no clue what any of that is. Like the GP4X2941, I got no clue. That whole world I'm kind of not very knowledgeable in. 4, do you like GP40s? Yes, and SD70s, they're cool. DinoDub1 asks, what were you doing at Queensgate Yard a little while ago? I was driving to the ARIMA conference in Indianapolis, and on the way there, I stopped in Cincinnati to film Queensgate Yard. So I stopped there to railfan a little bit. And on the way back, I stopped in Columbus, Ohio to railfan a little bit. Love your channel, been here since before 1K subs. Thank you. Noah asks, do you have any model trains? Yes. I currently have 6 model trains at all engines. 3, do you ever plan to do a collab with other channels or viewers? Yeah, but I don't have a plan of what I'm going to do yet, but I'd like to do a collab. It just depends on who and when and what. Dom the DTI fan asks, thoughts on tunnel motors? They're cool. Thoughts on high hoods? They're cool. Wolf-RK6JQ asks, do you like weather? Yeah, it's cool. 2, are you interested in any natural design? Okay. I see what hobby you're into, Wolf. Storm chasing is kind of an interest of mine. I enjoy like tornadoes. I watch like Pico's Hank on YouTube, his year-end videos I really enjoy watching. Other than that, it's not a crazy big interest of mine, but I have been interested in it here and there. AWYOST asks, first off, congrats on 2.5K. Thank you. What degree are you doing at Penn State and what class there? I'm doing railroad transportation engineering as my major. 2, is there a train engineer class or anything related at Penn State? Yeah, in the RTE degree, your junior and senior year, you take a bunch of what I can only describe as train classes that educate you on like ballast and tracks and like fluid dynamics and like tank cars. I haven't had any in the class yet, nor do I know much about them, but it's like a bunch of train related engineering topics that is like all those classes are what about. 5, have you seen PRR K4 1361 at the Railroaders Memorial Museum? If so, is there anything new there since the last time I was there? I was at the museum in April of 2025. I haven't gone to the museum since when you were there, mainly because 1, they don't have much trains there, and 2, the actual like Railroaders Museum, not the Roundhouse, is like I didn't I read everything and like enjoyed it, but it's like a one-time thing. I didn't want to go back. So I haven't gone back to the museum. I've already filmed everything there. And no, I haven't seen the K4. I have been let into the Roundhouse, but they were kind of like stingy about where you could take pictures. So I did like a quick phone shot and I only did one side of the Roundhouse. So I didn't end up filming the K4 the right way. DSX5240 asked, when you were at East Deerfield Yard, what spots did you go to see 1065? Me and Sheep caught it at Charlemont, Shelburne Falls, at East Deerfield Yard, and then a little bit east of Deerfield Yard at a random crossing. 3. Would you make a video of just railfanning content? That's literally my entire channel. Points if you know what my channel was originally called. You won't, because nobody does. Up Chest by Absolute says, GG on 2500. Thank you. What's your favorite locomotive that has under 200 copies made? I think I'd go with one of the things you listed. It's just a normal Dash 8. 2. What's your favorite Class 2, Class 3 outside of New England? I'd probably say the Nittany and Bald Eagle. I've chased that wild once or twice before, and I really enjoyed it. What's the spot you most want to go to that is near your home or Altoona? I'll do both, and I'm assuming you mean what spot do I want to go to that I haven't been to yet. So at my home in Connecticut, the place I want to go to the most is probably Norwalk, Connecticut, by Sono. I want to catch like the Metro North diesels there, P32 ACDMs, and also you get the Northeast Corridor action. I want to go back to East Deerfield, and then also I want to head over to Ayer, Massachusetts. That sounds like a pretty fun place to railfan. Also along with railfanning the Boston area. Oh, and Altoona. I've kind of done every single spot between Tyrone and Johnstown. Probably Pittsburgh, like the Pittsburgh area, like Conway Yard. I don't think that really counts as the Altoona area, but it's the closest place to Altoona that I haven't been to yet that I would want to go to. Genesis Railfan 1507 asks, what do you think of the Class 1 railroads as of now? They're fine. Obviously they're very necessary, very like big. They run a lot of this stuff, but they don't treat their customers well. They don't play the stock market right, as I've read in Trance magazine many times before. They definitely don't treat their unions, their employees, as well as they should. But aside from that, they are fun to railfan. They're a lot busier than short lines, and generally more fun to railfan. And that's the end of my sentence. I didn't have anything else. Picker Poison, Misty Island, or Umamusume, Pretty Derby. No clue what either of those are, and since I can't pronounce Umasumanume, I'll take Misty Island. Michael Vane Media asks, what's your favorite GE loco model? North American only. I'll take the Dash 8. That's always been one of my favorite locomotive engines. Delmarva _Central _Railfan asks, what's your favorite short line? Connecticut Southern. The Old Bay Railfan asks, would you ever do a collab with Modern Line Studios since he moved to your area? I don't know who that is, so I don't really have a judgment on kind of what they're like, what their channel is. 146 Marisk asks, is 4822 and 1080 back-to-back a fire last show? Yeah, I guess. 2. Have you seen all 23 NS Heritage units? The only one I'm missing is the New York Central. 4. If there was an instrument you could play that you don't already, what would it be? Piano. 5. Would you ever become a SoundCloud rapper? No. The Freight Escape asks, what's your name? Indigo Montoya. Kidding SAS, but I've got 2 questions that have already been asked before. Excited to see the video. Thank you. Red Train Productions asks, in your opinion, which is the best season for railfanning minus fall? I don't like any season that can get cold, which is the start of spring, end of fall, and all of winter. So basically summer. Also, you don't have to worry about schoolwork over the summer because you're between school years. SAJ Train 1 asks, what do you think about BNSF 1458? His videos are perfectly enjoyable to watch and like kind of narrated, high action, not high action, but like more engaging, similar to my videos. But the one thing that I'd have to dock points from 1458 on is he complains a lot. It makes the videos sometimes a little hard to watch. Like 1458, if you're watching this, don't stop being you. I'm not knocking you. This is a small nitpick, but like he'll complain about like the sun being 2 inches too far to the left, and the side of the locomotive is underlit by about 2 lumens. Like, it can make the videos a little hard to watch sometimes. That's it. That's just my complaint about his complaining. But other than that, he's a perfectly good channel. There's a reason he has so many subs. The videos are enjoyable, funny. He got a lot of good catches. I'd say overall, it's a very good channel. SAJ Train also asked about Loco. Loco's channel is, again, a very enjoyable, well-made channel. His videos are very high quality. I'd definitely say his videos are better than mine, and they're very enjoyable to watch. Although, another nitpick, I do end up like just skipping to when he's talking. I am SAS Rail fan after all, so whenever he's just like showing B-roll, I'll just like skip. Oh, he's talking, rewind. Skip, 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 skip. Oh, he's talking, rewind. That's not always how I watch the video. If it's good footage, I'll watch it. But I mean, I live up to my name, okay? He also asked, what do I think about myself? What do I think about myself? I don't want to be too up my own butt, but I also don't want to like degrade myself too much. I think I have room to grow, and I think there are definitely things that I could do better in terms of like editing and like engagement. I could play the algorithm a little bit better, but I feel like my content is like engaging. It keeps people interested. It's a lot more fast-paced. Like the reason my channel exists is like that's like the tenet of my channel. It's like for people who just skip through rail fanning videos because they don't want to watch an entire train go by. He also asked about etc. copy channels that just steal their gimmick. I admit I kind of do this, but try not to. I don't exactly know what you're referencing. I think you're talking about channels that make like higher engaging content, which what I think about that is I want more. Like I would love to see more channels doing the same kind of content that me, 1458, and Loco do, because that's just the kind of content that at least I enjoy to watch, and judging by the other two subscriber count, that most people enjoy watching. It's something that I feel like the whole internet is going in a direction of like faster paced content, and I feel like rail fanning content should go in that direction as well. With the caveat obviously being, I don't want all rail fanning content to be like that, because sometimes you do just need to kick back, relax, and put on some mindless train videos. Seaboard544 asked, what is your actual name? Mike Wazowski. 5, do you like college football? I'm not even really that into normal football, let alone college football. Warbonnet _ Enjoyer 501 asks, do you like the Santa Fe? Yeah, they're cool. Read the Railfan _ 670 _ HRF asks, what's your favorite Amtrak locomotive or paint scheme? Locomotive would be an AEM7, and paint scheme would probably be the Pepsi can. Jonathan-RF-402 says, hello, little man. Little man? Little man? Excuse me? Are you calling this 6'4" pole a little man? I mean, if you're talking horizontally, yes, I am little, but vertically, not little. I guarantee you I'm taller than you. Anyway, 1, what state do you live in? My home is in Connecticut. I go to college in Pennsylvania. And 2, favorite electric locomotive, AM7 or HHP8. BNSF Railfan 01 asks, thoughts on vanilla yogurt? Vanilla yogurt's cool, although I prefer strawberry banana. 2, is UP 4014 overrated? Yes. Although I feel like it has a very good reason to be so overhyped. It's the biggest moving steam locomotive in the world. It's obviously going to have a huge following, and I don't not like that it's like so bigoted, it's like so hyped. I don't not like that aspect. The only thing that I don't like is how people go crazy over it, and like foam, and like how everywhere that engine goes, there's a line of people lining all of the tracks. Like, even worse, if it's like in a scenic area or a famous spot, oh my god, you're lucky if you can breathe in that crowd. That aspect I don't like, but I don't think the engine itself is overrated. I don't think that the engine itself isn't cool. I think 4014 is an amazing engine. I'd love to see it one day, and I'm glad that it exists, I'm glad that it operates, and I'm glad that UP runs it. 3, worst heritage unit of all time, probably 4822. 6, when will you be eating a cheeseburger next? The next time I eat a cheeseburger. 7, do you like beavers? Yeah, they're cool. 9, how many pickles can you fit in your mouth? Probably 2. I don't know, depending on the size of the pickle and the girth. Also, thank you for your unique questions. I like these. Godo Frails Pro asks, what is your favorite holiday? Christmas. The _ Midwest _ Railfan asks, what's the farthest you have chased a train? probably either the NNBE, which I chased around like 40 miles, or 8114, which I chased from Johnstown to Tipton, which is about 50 miles. 4, is Cumberland an actually goated spot or just hyped up? I'd say it's pretty good. It has a lot of redeeming qualities, and the scenery, especially west of Cumberland, is very good. 5, how many states have you been to? I've been to 22. Northeast_Relfen says, here are some questions I want to ask. Will you see the BNSF OCS on its return trip from Long Island? If it comes on the Pittsburgh line, I'll try. 6, what is your favorite Amtrak route? Hartford line. 7, will or can you try going to Ashland train day? No, that's way too far away, plus I don't want to be surrounded by Amtrak foamers. 8, do you actually have a short attention span? Yes, I already answered this. And if you do, how are you able to wait so long for the trains? What I do is I listen to Distractable. I actually was wearing the sweatshirt I have of it earlier, and that podcast is what like entertains my brain. Also, I have a short attention span when it comes to like browsing online. Being out rail fanning, it kind of like, I kind of know that I need to wait longer for trains. It's going to take a while. Rail fanning is a lot of waiting, and so I do stuff to keep me busy, whether it's on my phone or listening to a podcast. 9, favorite Metro North heritage, all of the New Haven units. 11, do you have any exciting future plans for your channel? Yes, I have a massive list of ideas for my YouTube channel, which I'm not going to show on screen. I'm going to blur it if you can read it. But I have a huge list of ideas that I want to do for this channel and stuff that's coming in the future. 12, what is your favorite food? Chili. I love chili, and I never eat it with a spoon. I always dip tortilla chips or crackers into it. 13, what is your favorite virtual railfan camera? Probably the Springfield one because it's so close to home. And lastly, he says, congrats on 2.5K, thank you, and sorry for asking so much, you're fine. Ricky BNSF says, congrats on 2.5K, thank you. I don't know why I read it like that, that's just how I read your username in my head. I'm sorry. 1, best music group. By that, I'm gonna assume you mean best music artist, in which case I have to say Creo. If you like techno music, especially techno music mixed with jazz, Creo is an amazing creator. He's done so much stuff with videos. He's done so much creative stuff when it comes to techno music, and I would have to say I want to go on this tangent so bad, but I'm restraining myself. My top 3 Creo songs would probably be Crazy, Cosmic War, and then Aurora. If you listen to the second drop of Aurora, Thank Me Later, it is the best drop that I've ever heard in the techno genre. Amtrak_202 says, oh, okay. Do you play any games? If you do, what games? Other than Train Z19, which I mentioned earlier, I also play BeamNG Drive a little bit, and I play Geometry Dash a lot. I have like 8,000 hours in the game. Here are my stats and my icons. 3, what's your favorite livery of your favorite railroad? I mean, my favorite railroad is Connecticut Southern, and my favorite livery of them is, like, the Connecticut Southern official livery is only the G&W scheme. So I'm gonna choose 8530 again for yet another question as something as the best option. 4, what are your favorite movies? I really like Twister, Ford vs. Ferrari, and Extreme Trades was an amazing show when it still ran. 5, what's your favorite color? Red. And last question of the video is NS1066 Productions says, congrats on 2.5K subs. Thank you. How old is Finney? Just turned 3. And that does it for every question that you guys asked me. I know there was a lot of repeats, and if you're wondering why I skipped a question that you asked or your entire question, it's because I probably answered that question already multiple times. Thank you so much, everybody who sent in questions. I really appreciated them, and this was really fun. I'm going to do this again sometime farther into the future. But other than that, thank you for watching. Have a lovely day.